Hey, what's up? It's Hillary. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I am going to be doing a part 2 of getting these bookshelves up and ready. In part 1, it was actually like my office and these bookshelves that I got built and set up and arranged. And now I'm just gonna fill in the bookshelves, so there might be a part 3 in the future. Yeah, we're just doing a little bit at a time here. So this is what I'll be tackling in today's video, and I hope you enjoy it. Today is finally the day that I am going to set up these bookshelves. Now, do I have any clue what I want to do here? No. But what I have done so far is sort my books by genre. So I have literary fiction, YA fantasy, adult fantasy / romantasy, sci-fi, nonfiction, romance, and thriller, mystery, horror. Obviously, fantasy is my biggest, and surprisingly, literary fiction. I think I need to up my game on how much literary fiction I read. But okay, so in terms of what I think I might do here, previously I had them by genre and then by color. Well, it was like genre, then hardcover versus paperback, then color. I could do that. It is satisfying to me when they're like all kind of the same size, but I don't know that I have to split up the hardcover and paperback here. I do think though that I want to use maybe 2 shelves for like the current month's TBR and then the next month's TBR, because I usually am kind of starting to think about the next month's TBR in the current month. Like, you know, we're picking our books for book club, or I'm getting books from the library, whatever it may be. And so I don't know if it's going to end up being these 2. Just right now, these are April and May so far. Or I don't know if I want to do that, or if I want to have it be like this and this. I do like having it in a very focal point, like not top or bottom basically, so that I'm seeing it often, because, you know, I build those TBRs because I really do want to read them. So that's one thought I'm having. Another thought I'm having is I don't know what to do with like the bottom shelf. I feel like it's not very visible. Roscoe will probably get on that shelf and knock things over. I also haven't thought about if I want to bring in trinkets and things like that, or if this is just books. I think I just have to get everything up to see how it looks. But if we're in a situation where it's looking pretty bare, maybe I have options in terms of, do I make maybe one of the side ones like cubbies for craft supplies? That's an interesting idea. I have no idea how this is going to turn out. I'm just gonna get started. And while I work on this today, I am currently listening to Project Hail Mary. I have less than 2 hours left in the audiobook. I'm 80-something% into the book. I am really enjoying it. The science is a little dense, and I'm finding the side characters to be kind of flat. Like they don't have much depth to their characters. They're almost like caricatures, but I am loving sort of the overall plot and storyline. I'm loving the main character, and of course, Rocky, and the way that they're figuring out how to communicate with each other, how to support each other, and caring for each other. At this point, at, like I said, 80, maybe 85% in, I'm sitting at maybe like a 3.5. I am really enjoying it, and I'm definitely going to be going to see the movie once I finish. Okay, I don't have that many books to fill up these shelves. So I think what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go by color and just like straight up color, not even worry about genre, because I really hate the way that this is looking with the genres broken out. And I think I'm gonna focus on having the books in the middle, except for my current month and next month TBRs. And then I think I'm gonna have a lot of these shelves left, and I'm gonna find ways to use them for craft storage. I think that's the current plan. All right, I was getting pretty close to having all the books in place and then remembered 2 of my pre-orders came in the mail today. These were April 7th releases. So I'm gonna unbox these and make sure they get shelved in the correct order. So that's something that's gonna be maybe a little challenging, is as I haul books. And then obviously it's gonna be like a constant shuffle. And I think I'm okay with that. I do. I think I'm okay with that because I am absolutely loving how this looks, and I'm loving how I'm able to pick 2 really pretty covers to face out on each shelf, and that can change over time as I'm reading more books or as I'm hauling new ones. So let's unbox these. Now I do know what these are, but I don't exactly know what their spines are gonna look like. Oh, okay, this is kind of almost a white. It's a very pale pink. So I guess I will put it with the pinks. I wonder if these are marshmallows. The last one had, oh, like a parachute pulled, something inside of me releases. The last book, which was Watch Me, had gummy bears inside. Now this is the new series that follows Shatter Me. The Shatter Me series took place about 10 years before this series starts. Those are cool edges. There's no like character art or anything on the edges. Gosh, this got pretty beat up. That's okay. This is beautiful. Okay, so I think this is gonna go somewhere down here. Let's open the next one, which I think will be a black spine. And I've got my whole black section down there. Oh, it's got blue on it too. Oh, this looks cool. Oh, wow. Oh, this is way cooler in person than it looks online. Year of the Myrrh. I don't know if you can tell, but the tentacles are like raised off the page and glossy. So it gives a real nice 3D effect. Oh, it's like a trident. Is that what that's called? And then scales. This is the spine. Let's see what's inside. I'm sorry. I hope you can see my... Whoa. This is gorgeous. Oh my God. Look at that. Wow. This art is so pretty. I am going to pass away. Look at this. This is incredible artwork. This is just a standard edition too. I don't think I ordered anything special. I'm so happy I ordered this. Even though this does have a little bit of blue on it, I do think I'm gonna put it down here. Facing out though, for sure. She gets showcased. Before I was able to figure out where I'm going to put everything, I decided to pull out all of my crafts and organize them, I guess by like craft type. So here we've got like diamond painting and bedazzling together. This is miscellaneous. So far it's like candles and sticks and glitter. These are just notebooks. This is paint. So we have acrylic and watercolor. These are journals, like either regular journal, book journal, fabric. Ooh, yeah, I'll put my felting with my cross stitch because it's kind of like sewing / fabric. Stickers and washi tape. My current reading journal supplies that I will need easy access to. This is like pens and highlighters and pencils. Markers and coloring stuff. And yes, I do see those as separate from those. This is beads and bracelet stuff, paper, crafts, and I think that's everything. So the things that can fit in these baskets, I might put in the baskets or, find various things that can fit in these shelves. Otherwise, I do have these drawers here that I can use for craft storage. I don't need to use this as a typical dresser because I have enough storage in my closet. That's what I'm going to be figuring out next. Okay, I am still very much in the middle of organizing all the craft supplies, but I did just finish Project Hail Mary. Okay, I definitely did tear up at the end when Rocky was saying, "You're here, you're here." And then the, sort of epilogue, the very last chapter was definitely not what I expected, but was beautiful. And I feel like did kind of wrap things up, even though it was in a very unexpected way. I really enjoyed this, and I definitely understand why so many people love it, and I cannot wait to see the movie. Like I said, the physics just got a little dense at times. My eyes were glossing over a little bit at some points just because it was so much. Everyone except the main character and Rocky just felt a little flat, like they weren't very well developed, but I love the relationship between Rocky and the main character. I honestly cannot remember his name. Royland Grace, maybe? So I absolutely loved those two characters and the relationship between those two characters. So we finished Project Hail Mary. That is great. We can move on to something else. Good morning. It is the next day and I wanted to provide some updates. So this is how far I got last night. I am obsessed with the way that the books look in the middle, and now I'm just trying to make the rest of the shelves look good and also use some of these extra shelves since I have them for craft storage. So where I left off last night, I had piles on the floor of all of my different crafts. And so I did get a lot of those put away in the dresser. So you can see that for the most part, the top of the dresser is cleared off. Obviously, we still have things to deal with, but you know, one step at a time. So let me show you what we've got here. This right here is annotation supplies, some of my other markers, and then we've got just like pencils and regular pencils and pens, cards, and my photo printer. Here we have notebooks, blank spare notebooks, and bedazzling / diamond painting supplies. So this case is all of the diamond painting gems and supplies and things like that. And then underneath I have more diamond painting kits and a bedazzling kit. Here we have like beads and bracelet making supplies, and then over here is kind of my random things that don't fit into another category. And then in here is primarily paper crafting supplies. So, and coloring, I'm kind of counting that together. Coloring books, sketchbooks, glue runners, Mod Podge, paper punch and cutting supplies, and things like that. So this is like watercolor and acrylic paint supplies here. So that's kind of what we're working with in terms of the craft supplies in the dresser. I think that's going to work out fine because then these are the things that I use less often, and having the things I use on a regular basis figured out over here will be, I think, a good solution. And then for the things that I use on a regular basis, like my reading journal supplies, my washi tapes, stickers, for those kinds of things, I want to try to find pretty ways to display them on the case. And so right now I just have like my paper there, but I want to get one of those tray things so that I can put the paper in rainbow order, because that is kind of how I use the paper. I'll be looking for a certain color or something like that, and I think that would look pretty here. I think I found one that might work. Obviously the paper is going to stick off the edge a little bit, but I think I'm okay with that. And then all of my markers are down there. Well, these are just my Tombos, but I do have more markers. I have midliners and some glitter pens and things like that. So I think I want to get a clear acrylic marker stand and put that there, and again do rainbow order because that is the theme here, and honestly the theme for me. I'm undecided on what to do with my stickers and my washi tapes because it could be pretty cool. I've seen it's a little stand that is just like a pole, a clear acrylic pole, and so I could put my washi tapes on those and again do some kind of pretty order and display them, but that seems ripe for Roscoe knocking them off, and then, you know, multiple washi tapes would go around and I'd have to constantly be putting them back on. So I also was thinking I might use the drawers that I built for my desk area. I still have a couple of those empty, and so I might do them in there and try to find dividers so that I can put them in sideways, so when you open the drawer you can see all of the washi tapes and they can be laid out nicely. I think that that might be where I'm going with that. And then with the stickers, I don't know. So right now the stickers are on the very bottom, and so we might end up with this bottom shelf down here empty, and I'll have to figure out what to do with that eventually. That's kind of what I've been thinking. And then what I want to do right now is add some artwork and decor to the empty shelves. So let me show you what I have. Okay, so I have multiple art prints that I have gotten over the years on my travels. So I got this one in Japan. I got this one either in Portland or Seattle, I can't remember, but that was the same trip. I got this one in Portugal. And I got this one when I did van life for a weekend in Moab. And that was really fun. I love all of these. And then I have a couple more items that are maybes. I might try them out and sit with it for a second, see if I like it. But I have this sign that says book club picks. Now this, I guess, could go on my TBR shelf because that is where, you know, my book club picks end up on my TBR. I'm not quite sure though. And then I got this at IKEA, and I love the flowers, and I love the vase, but I do not love how the leaves are squished in there and you can only see the back of the leaves. That kind of bothers me. So we'll see if this stays or if I find somewhere else for it. I don't know. Let's just try arranging some stuff. I think I like that. Okay, I think I really love how this is turning out. I like the art prints there. And I kind of tried to put, you know, the main colors of the artwork near those colors on the shelf. So like red and yellow is higher up. This one has a lot of different colors, but primarily like orange, red-ish, and then getting into teal. This one has deeper blues, and then this one has a lot of white in it. So I kind of put it down on this end with the white and cream books. Something that I changed after yesterday, and I didn't record this. So I talked about having my current month TBR, and then at the time I had my next month TBR here. But with so many of the shelves being empty, I wanted to kind of balance things a little bit better. And so instead, I have them over here in this basket. And I like that for a few reasons. I mean, number one, the basket's really cute, but also I don't want people seeing the books that I'm anticipating reading in the future month and kind of spoiling the TBR video, because that one is a fun one to make and I know people enjoy seeing that. And so if you're seeing those books here and you know that that's like my next month's TBR, it kind of takes some of the fun out of that. And also I often am putting books on my TBR for the following month, taking them off, shuffling things around a lot right up until the month starts. And so this kind of gives me that opportunity to be like, okay, here's what I'm thinking, putting them in the basket, and then being able to decide when the month comes. Yeah, I think I'm really liking this. And so the next steps are just going to be to figure out ways to display the paper, the markers, and figure out what to do with the washi tapes and the stickers. Maybe I'll just get baskets. I really wanted to be able to see all of my washi tapes because I often forget what all I have. And so if I can see them, I feel like I'd be more likely to use them. Undecided. So stay tuned for the finishing touches and the final looks of my bookshelf. Can't wait to see how the rest of this turns out because I think it is starting to look so good. Once the bookshelves themselves are done, then I think I need to start tackling the walls next to them and figure out some artwork for those spaces.